It's not going to work this time.
Of course not. Why would it?
Well, because it worked last time.
Well, just play it on the guitar then. The one that you're holding.
How. It's my turn. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
And I'm here with a borrowed friend today. I have the Yvette Young signature Ibanez guitar. It is greener than I expected.
But it does have orange flakes in the sparkle.
It doesn't? No, it doesn't.
Just like mixed in just a little bit.
I don't see any. I mean, I see something that's kind of goldish, perhaps.
Okay, the one on the NAMM floor that I saw last year.
Had some orange
2 years
in it?
ago. 5 years ago at NAMM. There's definitely like not a lot, but like one or two flecks for like every few square inches. Like just enough to be like, oh, all right. All right.
Yeah, there's gold. I would call that gold, personally.
Well, personally, I'm offended.
This guitar's in a very weird tuning. It's F, A, C, G, B.
Nice.
I think so.
Well, it's meant for open tuning and tapping and stuff.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to leave it in this tuning for the demo I inevitably do, or if I do myself a favor and just...
No, keep it in the tuning and it'll be fun.
I can't tap though because I grow these nails out long so I can do chicken picking, It's
a temporary sacrifice you're gonna have to make.
See? You can play country on this. You can play country on anything. I'm gonna put
but does it gent?
Probably. I still don't really know what gent is.
Well then, do we have a story for you?
Oh, genty night. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I did hit record, didn't I? Yeah, sure did.
I know it's too late to unstart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's too late to unstart this. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a riveting discussion of green guitars.
It's the only one I have that's green. It's the only one between. Oh no, you have a green one right there. I see it.
Oh no.
I'm other way. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
There we
go. I feel like I'm playing the weatherman.
And then over here we have, but your screen is fake and mine is real.
Well, define fake, because in a truer sense, it's real. Like the guitars are literally right here. Just it's a better camera angle. So I just, instead of moving my desk,
I'm just realizing that nobody's going to be able to see the green guitar. That's because it's going to be off screen.
It's going to be off screen.
Yeah.
But instead of moving the desk, I've just virtually moved the wall.
Oh.
So in a truer sense, it's real. It's not photoshopped.
No, it's not.
It's not photoshopped. That was a picture I took with my phone.
Very, very. Oh my. You're
Yeah.
Huh. How about it?
Did I have like something on my nose or spinach in my teeth? If there was spinach in my teeth, you wouldn't be able to tell.
You got a hole in your liver right there. Now it's in your lung, your right lung.
Oh, would you look at that? Whoa.
Heart like a hole. That spindrift is
that is spindrift right there.
Oh my god.
Let's take a look.
See right through it.
Spindrift lime.
See all the rocket music straps that Haley made you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the funny thing is the jazz cup strap she sent me, we were gonna do a giveaway. I'm like, could I just buy it from you? Can we make another one for sort this out later? Because I want it. So nice. I kept it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a great strap.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Haley's a great human.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, aside from the Yvette Young, what's new with you?
Oh, God. Well, I got a lot of stuff. I have that anti-buffer from Rare Buzz.
Nice.
I have on my demo bench the Sugar Cube from Alexander Petals. I'm actually really excited about that one. I have the Awful Waffle from Alchemy Audio, which I just demoed. I released that. It's a hotcake, Crowther hotcake clone. The Megabyte. And I have this prototype from Recovery Effects. Last weekend they had a little sale. They were selling something called Instrument One. And I snagged one because I was in the waiting room after my COVID shot. And I was like free. So it's an instrument. It's a droney thing.
Ooh.
I was holding it upside down. There it is. I'm excited. I have no idea what the knobs do, but I'm excited to learn. Recovery Effects.
Obama's favorite.
Recovery Effects?
Drones.
Oh. Man. I'm not really prepared to laugh about drone strikes. I gotta say, I'm gonna have to text Zara and be like, what the hell does the knobs do?
No, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the sort of thing you would just want to pick up your inebriation of choice.
Oh, that's not the right thing.
And kind of turn on the drone.
Yeah.
And
your beverage of choice.
I didn't limit it to beverage. I'm just saying like an inebriation of choice and just plug the drone into several layers of everything and go nuts with it for a night. I think that sounds exciting. That sounds like my idea of a good time.
I can never get enough torque with this little screwdriver.
Enough what?
Torque.
I heard twerk, and I was very confused.
Yeah. Let me dang down, flip it in, torque, verse it.
Yeah, it takes several screwdrivers before I start doing that.
And I assume you mean the beverage kind.
Yes.
We're themed this episode. I did my dry March, but that's been over for a while now. For 13 days. It was easier.
You go.
It was easier than I expected it to be. Yeah. Though whatever. It was fine. I don't feel the need to do it again immediately.
Sure. It's good to take breaks and self-care. It's important. Yeah. You can only put yourself through so much before.
My complexion did not change. I did not lose weight. Nothing
Which
nothing
is probably
changed.
A good sign that it wasn't a problem before.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. We had my my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece over last night. We made ribs on the Traeger.
Nice.
Because it's a barbecue podcast. Though I heard that maybe you're not going to foo-foo Traegers quite as much, I hope, after last weekend.
I need to replace my thermometer is what I need to do.
Apparently.
Well, because I did a couple of pork shoulders with the intent of bringing them into work, which I did do without doing a full taste test. And yeah, they cooked really fast. I was really confused. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, the thermometer says this, so I mean, I'm sure it's fine. And yeah, no, it came out dry. I've gone back since and checked the thermometer. I'm like, oh, that was reading like 30 or 40 degrees under what it was actually.
Oh.
I don't know how it got screwed up. It's screwed up. And so when I thought I was like maybe peaking around 250, 260, I was pushing 300 for extended periods of time when you really should be like at 225 to no more than 250.
Yeah, 250 is what we turn it up to at the end when we need to speed it up a smidge. But
it was slightly embarrassing because then someone else I work with rolled up with the brisket they had done in their Traeger,
It was
And
good, wasn't it?
it wasn't as good as the brisket that I did for myself a couple months ago.
Uh-huh.
But it was way better than what I had done when I screwed up. It's one
At
of those
least it was pork and not a brisket, though.
Sure.
I made the mistake of thinking about buying brisket on Passover weekend, and the only thing that was in the grocery store was like the huge cuts.
Yep.
Like, wow, this is a $100 cut of meat. I'm like,
it's also like 13 pounds. It'll feed you for like a week.
It was more than that. It was like, you need to freeze some, and then you will run out of room in your freezer, and we'll need to give it to neighbors. Well, it was a lot.
And a lot of grills don't have room for something that big.
Mine
either.
Does.
Ooh. Nice.
Ooh, my Traeger does.
Well, then you know what? You should do the 20-pound brisket and then share.
Yeah, I know, but it's $100.
Yeah. And then you share.
It's $100. Someone else is gonna need to provide the sides. I'll tell you what. This is like 11 a.m. But I'm getting to the point where I'm so hungry. I'm like thinking about going upstairs and grabbing potato salad that's left over from last night and just eating it. Would people feel weird if I just had a tub of potato salad that I was eating from?
I mean, what you should do is you should do that, but you should also just say that it's mayonnaise when I ask. For thematic emphasis. Speaking of sides, though, so I screwed up the pork, but I did the best round of smoked pineapple I've done to date.
Nice. So,
it even I did a couple of pineapples, and I adjusted my my ratios again for the spice rub, which is cayenne, paprika, cinnamon, and brown sugar. Mm-hmm. Dialed back the cinnamon and the cayenne a bit, and then up the brown sugar, and throw in the smoker. After I was done with the pork, took it off, and that was on hickory, but the hickory had all burned up at that point. So I threw in some apple wood chunks and burned that out. And I added a couple of cans of PBR to the water can, to the water pan underneath with all the pork drippings.
Yep.
And yeah, that flavor came out nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was very proud of that. And I think that made up for the self-embarrassment in the office.
See, I don't have to embarrass myself with coworkers because none of my coworkers live in Seattle.
Well,
I don't know who geographically is the closest, but it actually might be the people in LA might geographically be the closest, because I don't know how Utah pans out from here on a distance perspective. Is it Utah or Colorado? I don't know. They're all over. A couple in the Midwest, a couple in Nashville, one in New York.
Colorado?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Some little something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is actually wow, we've been talking for a while, but we're doing back-to-backs because we need to hold on to an episode for the first week in May that we can't really talk about yet, but it's not.
It's a super secret episode
featuring
guests we can't speak about
because of embargoes.
It's always exciting to get the email that says, if you share this, it's illegal. I'm like, oh, all right, here we go.
I don't think it's illegal. It's just like you're never gonna be able to.
No. I read the email. It said illegal several times.
It always says illegal, but it's like,
sue me, I dare you.
It is more about like litigation and breaking contracts than it is about the police coming and knocking on your door and taking you away in cuffs. It's it's like, we will fine you. Yeah. I have a couple NDAs, and I know that you do too, and I'm not curious at all to find out what would happen if I broke them.
I'm not in any rush to sort that out.
I mean, shoot, I'm scared enough when I'm like part of a demo release, like a scheduled release for anything, and then it's like the time I never want to be the first person to publish. So I'm like, always like, has Ryan from Demos in the Dark posted yet? Because he's usually very, very good about being like exactly on time. Meanwhile, some folks are very early.
Oh yeah, no, the nightmare is like, okay, so it's out next Tuesday, so I'm going to go ahead and schedule the YouTube demo release like it's a premiere at this time.
But when you schedule a premiere, it pops up. And everyone gets a notification that you scheduled a premiere. So I can't, if I want to do a premiere for a new release, I can't schedule it at all. I have to just wait.
Sure.
So
anyway, like the idea is like, you schedule whatever content that's going to be debuted, and then like you get a text like an hour after it's debuted saying, take this down now, and you realize you're a week early. It was the wrong Tuesday or whatever. And yeah, that sounds
not fun. I had a moment where I divulged information I wasn't supposed to divulge in something, and I was like, I didn't know that was a secret. I'm so sorry. I felt so bad. I can't tell you what it was, but it happened a while ago, and I was like, ouch, I'm ruined. I felt bad about that one.
It does crack me up when I get like inbox messages from people who listen to the show. It's like, hey, you must know something about this. Tell me. I'm like, I can't. I'm so sorry, but I can't. Yeah.
I just played.
I can't tell you I can't even acknowledge if I know anything about it, because like, so, if you message me and ask, the answer is going to be, I don't know. And if I did, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I've done that one before. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to, because it's like, I can't confirm or deny, like, that means, yeah, I know something. Like, everyone feels like that means you know something, but.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, like, so at this point, I will just say, like, I don't know anything about that. Sorry. Like, I'm going to have to lie, because to not lie would be to divulge, and I don't want to do that. Or I just won't respond. Always
That's also an option.
I'm not going to jinx. I was about to say something, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't have any surprises coming up that I really know about at the moment. So, so sad.
But what about that one thing from that one?
We don't talk about that. Yeah, I don't know any surprises right now, which is
sure.
sad.
All right.
Yeah. Sometimes I know things, and usually I don't. But no, I'm just kind of working through what I have and what I've already showed off. So, as far as the demo stuff goes, there are other secrets I know for other facets of the industry, but we both have secrets in our pocket right now, though, for the because we cannot talk about it.
There is that.
Okay, I feel like this is about hit its limit.
I was just about to drop the whole, like, I actually know something that you don't, but I can't tell you.
But I never know if you're serious. And then sometimes you are serious and you tell me the thing, and I'm like, I know that. We share an inbox.
No, I'm thinking of something that was shared outside of the Get Offset communication channels. I was told explicitly not to tell you. Anyways.
Did that really happen?
Maybe. I've actually been told that more than once about other things, but people just assume that I tell you everything. I'm like, not necessarily.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I hope those people are watching and they're very proud of you. Because
Be proud of me.
I'm trying to think if I keep secrets from you, and I don't think I usually do. Because we share an inbox.
We share an inbox.
Well, I think that if there's something I don't tell you, it's because it's still like, it's not like guaranteed.
Sure.
But I like to think that we are covered by the same NDA situations.
I certainly hope so. After being told that was illegal to share outside of. Anyways, what a strange conversation.
I actually did break an NDA just enough to tell somebody that they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about once. Like I just said, like, I have more knowledge about this and you're wrong, and that was about where I left it. Like, you just got to believe me. Some people don't.
Well, I don't have a whole lot that's new with me this week, aside from the fact that I am recording this podcast in the emptiest the house has been in a very long time. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. God bless America. I spent all day yesterday moving the rest of my mom's stuff out. She has moved into a new place that is going to be very good for her. And yeah, that now I'm realizing wow, this place is a bit empty now, and we've got a lot of rearranging to do, and I'm supposed to go back to work tomorrow.
Ooh,
Like,
back to
how am I?
work.
It's like, and now I'm doing the whole like, okay, well, I work from home some days of the week, and I need to have a desk where I can do that work. So, but like, I've got my desk like all cabled up and stuff. So like, once I move it, I have to like really commit to this is what I'm doing the entire day. I can't just leave it like half undone.
That was like when I was putting my current standing desk together. I'm like, I need to just have like 5 hours to put the desk together, and 2, like set all my stuff up again.
Like I could cable up super quick. It would just look like a rat's nest. And I try not to do that. Like I've got like all the zip ties underneath for like everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I'll spend some time today, like rearranging, cleaning, tidying, because I mean, there's it's a lot to look at sometimes.
Oh,
and
totally.
I just know I know I can do better, and gives me a
you
little
don't want to
anxiety.
see what my room looks like behind the green screen right now. It's atrocious.
No, I don't. You're right. I don't want to see that. But hey, at least you're about to have an office with a door, and that's really nice.
I'm going to have an office with a door. I'm going to be able to take, at least once I move my desk, then the rest of everything I can piecemeal. Like the guitars I can sort out if I'm going to hang them on the wall. I'm going to get like, I've played around with the idea of getting like a string swing so I can angle them instead of being flat against the wall.
If I could do it again, I would just put like a couple of big planks, and I would mount those planks into the actual studs, and then I would if I and eventually I will do it again, but like I'm not in a rush.
Well, mine actually aren't hung up on studs. They're on drywall anchors, but I got the ones that are rated for like 70 pounds for each, and there's 2.
Yeah.
Like, if I can like almost do a pull up on it, I'm sure my 8-pound guitar will be fine.
Yeah, for me, it's like I would change the height so I could stagger them is kind of one of the bigger things, because it's like angle. Like if I could stagger them and have them offset just above, then I would have to take those shelves down, and it's like it's a whole thing. And sometimes I think should I have done this on the other wall so I could push the desk out more? Like I think like once a year I do a pretty big reconfiguration of my space, and that's exactly what everybody wants to talk about, I'm sure. But I'm just always like, how can the space serve me better?
Yep.
Because I don't have a lot of it. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be the next couple of weeks. We'll see if by next episode I'll have migrated or not. Because it's
a big commitment.
The room that I'm going to has to be so there's 3 bedrooms, and I'm going to be taking over one of them, but we have to shuffle bedroom number 2 into bedroom number 1, bedroom number 3 into bedroom number 2, and then I can populate bedroom number 3.
Dang, you're just moving everything. That's
there's
an endeavor.
The only room in the house that's not shifting significantly is the kitchen, and even then, every cabinet's going to be different now.
Yeah.
So lots changing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I found myself waking up this morning like, woohoo! We got past move day. We're all good. And then I were like, okay, well, now we've got the other part of moving.
Yeah.
I can't celebrate too much yet.
The complete reorganization of your space. I mean, we were talking about this, but Rick and I went to an open house just in our neighborhood because it was open the other day. And looking in that house, we're like, we like the place where we are even more now. Like, what I don't get about Seattle bedrooms is that you cannot fit like a queen size bed in them even. Mm-hmm. Like there was one, I was looking at the first bedroom and I asked the realtor, I'm like, so where's the main bedroom? And he's like, that
you're standing in it.
I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, you can barely fit the full size bed in here. He's like, yep. I'm like, okay, so I see why this has been on the market for a week and a half. Because you want $900,000 for a bedrooms that don't fit beds.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you and Rick can fit on a double, right? That's how that works.
I mean, we did it for like 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you were joking, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I
was
completely joking because that sounds horrible to me. I also move a lot in my sleep.
He has the most violent hypnic jerks as he's falling asleep, and we had a springed mattress for the first 5 years. So it was like, I really preferred to go to bed after he went to bed.
Yep.
Because then at least that would have worked itself out. But yeah, it's just, you can love somebody and not want them to be breathing in your face the entire evening. Like,
yeah. That
was like, oh my gosh, I just can't be, like, I can be touched, I can't be breathed on. Don't touch me.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, that's going to be, that is my near future, as in, like, when we're done recording, I'm getting a quick bite to eat and I'm getting started.
Nice. I'm going to get a sandwich from our local taqueria, and I am really excited about it.
A taco's a sandwich?
I'm getting a torta, a sandwich from the taqueria, from Tacos and Beer.
But a torta is just an open-faced sandwich. Is that still a sandwich?
Tortas are not open-faced, dude.
I'm thinking tostada.
You are.
My brain is barely holding it together, but we're here.
But here we are. Please like, comment, subscribe, rate us positively on iTunes, or do not rate us at all.
That sounds like a threat.
Don't rate me unless it is good. Good ratings only.
It's the right here says you gave us a 3-star review. Yeah.
I don't think we have very many 3. We have like 1 star and like 2 or 3 2 stars, 2 or 3 3 stars, and then mostly 5 stars. So it's
3 stars, like the least given review, because people who are just like kind of on things don't care enough to review.
Yeah.
It's always like, it's like you gotta scoop the mids, you know?
Yeah, that's like, if you look at an Amazon product review, it does seem like the mids are scooped a smidge. Not enough low end, a lot of treble. That's what you want
always
to see.
Read the negative reviews, though.
Always
for 2
read
reasons.
them. You can see if they're bullshit.
Reasons. Because what?
Because then you can make an assessment on whether or not the review is bullshit.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's that, because bot reviews are a thing. And I've definitely bought stuff before, like, oh, got a lot of 5-star reviews. And I ignored like the couple hundred 1-star reviews that says, please don't buy this. But sure
some of the, I'll say bots do the 1-star reviews too. I remember, this is so dumb. I was kind of like looking at pillows on Amazon, and there were like every pillow brand had the same negative reviews that were like, it came moldy. Like, there was mold in the bag when I got the pillow. They were all the same picture. They were all like the same copy. And like, oh, someone's on like a black hat review campaign for all other pillows except whatever pillow they're selling.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I've definitely seen that kind of a trend. I feel like. Okay,
I got to mute our Gear Talk channel on Patreon. Sorry. I have to mute it for an hour. It's pinging a lot. All right, I'm done. Sorry.
That's why I turn off the notification sounds.
Yeah, I always forget that they're on. Support us on Patreon for access to our super secret Patreon Discord that I don't usually mute.
Which I do mute, but I also am pretty active in there anyways. I just check when I have a break.
Yeah.
So please don't hear that as I don't care and I don't pay attention, because I do. I love all of you.
Yeah. And if you are a potential advertiser and are looking for affordable rates for sponsorships, hit us up. We would love to talk about how we can work together.
Agreed.
Big fan of working together.
To quote High School Musical, we are all in this together.
Never seen it.
Really?
I'm just a smidge too old for it. I think I was like out of high school when it came out, and then like when you're in college, why the hell would you want to watch High School Musical?
Fair.
Except for Zac Efron, who's a national treasure. I'm just joking, but I did love him in Hairspray. Okay, noted. Andrew didn't like that. So we were talking about the Yvette Young guitar, and I remarked that it comes in a very unique tuning. What, do you know what the tuning is?
Not off the top of my head.
I think it's
I just know it starts with F.
F-A-C, G-B. So it's the same top 3 strings as the standard tuning, but then just like it's weird because like open tunings I get like psychologically I can wrap my brain around them. You strum it and it's an open chord, but this is just like a little bit different, and I'm probably going to leave it in that tuning for the demo, but I won't be able to play very many of my regular riffs. But that's fine.
You should learn a Covet song.
She's so much better than I am.
I think you should try.
I think I should try. It just depends on how much time I have.
It sounds really difficult, and I would be scared to try, but I believe in you.
Let me see if there are any good tutorials.
I imagine there has to be.
Young guitar tutorial. Oh, guitar lesson. That's popping up.
Even if it's not the whole song, just like riffs that you could like toss into the demo.
F-A-O-G-C-E. So I would just have to change the tuning a little bit for this one. Sick Riffs 47 from Guitar World. Yvette Young teaches you Covet's Parachute.
Well, there you are.
There I go. Looks like I'm cooking with gas.
Propane.
I'm not cooking with gas. I'm cooking with hardwood pellets. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I think, but like I know you're like you should learn something, and I will. But I don't do this enough. But changing tunings does really force you to stretch those creative muscles a little bit, because you're moving outside of that muscle memory territory that's so dangerous with with guitarists and musicians in general and songwriting.
Guilty.
Yeah. Yeah, but all your guitars are aren't all your guitars in the same tuning right now?
No. I've got one of my acoustics is in Dadgad, and I've got my Dadgad, and I've got my green guitar in Drop C.
Oh, that's right, Drop, because I remember when you were talking to Scott at String Joy about those.
No, he did a phenomenal job, and it just the tension is all just right, and it plays like butter. But then, I think I've got standard, and standard. Standard. I have toyed around with the idea of putting a baritone conversion neck on my telly.
Yeah, I mean, I have one of those at my house, and I just have to do it.
I've toyed around with that. I've also toyed around. I don't think I'm going to do it. Man, I've been talking about doing this parts caster build since like January, and I've been really meaning to get to it, and I just with the move and everything, it's been months of like packing stuff up, and like just free time has just been sucked up, and then hopefully I'll be able to start seriously digging in. But one of the things that I've tossed around the idea of is doing a baritone build, because that's something that I don't have, and I think I'm going to shy away from it because I specifically want Strat sounds as part of the build, and doing a baritone tuning, I'm not sure would lend well to giving me like I mean, but maybe it might. I don't know.
I mean, but look, like that telly isn't the neck kind of bad on that telly?
The neck is definitely a little warped on the telly, and it's gonna need to be replaced at some point. It's just it's my first electric guitar, and I like how that neck feels so much. I'm
sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. This is it was in Drop C, and I lent it to a buddy for a summer to hold on to while I was away from college.
And he tuned it to standard.
And he tuned it to standard, and then it bowed it out. And then he's like, I don't know, it's bowed out. This is weird. And then just left it tuned to standard in the case for the rest of the time. Is what it is. I mean, damage is done, and it's not a neck that's worth the money on having like fully fixed up.
Yeah.
But so that's something that would lend me to consider going the baritone route for a conversion neck.
Yeah, I mean, you can always do it for a while and then change it back. I mean, it's not, it's a completely
I mean, it's a Fender.
mod.
You can swap necks, no problem.
Yeah, and that actually, and I find baritone guitars to be really inspiring. And there are some people I play with back when live shows existed who I only use a baritone guitar because they don't have a bassist, and we need that extra low end. So I always have fun with that. But I find it to be really, stretch those creative muscles a little bit in a good way.
Sure.
But what you talking about, that neck warping, reminded me of are you familiar with the subreddit Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Well, I tend to enjoy my Am I the Asshole content most on Twitter. And there was one this week that I pulled Michael James Adams into about this guy whose babysitter took her eye off this guy's kid for 20 minutes. And the guy said the kid somehow moved a sofa to hop the baby gate, go into the basement, and pull one of his guitars off the wall. And he said, I took it to my luthier, and the guy's in pulling the guitar off the wall, the kid warped the neck, and he wants the babysitter to pay $2,200 for a replacement guitar. Not for the fee of fixing it, but because there will be some diminished value, wants her to pay to basically buy this guy a new guitar, a 19-year-old. I'm like, yeah, I think asking her to pay for the repair is fair, but sorry, dude. I'd be upset. But also, this is why I pulled Mike Adams into. I'm like, can you even warp a neck from a drop like that? And he says, like, you can. It's possible to break the truss rod and warp the neck.
Yep.
When you're pulling it from a wall. But a couple of people made this point, and this is what I was thinking. He's keeping this guitar in the basement, and I feel like it's more likely that the neck had warped because of improper storage, and he just didn't notice until it got pulled off the wall and he took it in for a checkup. I
could see that being entirely plausible, depending on like if it's like an unfinished basement or something. But if it's hanging on the wall, I don't know. Like I've seen like basement studios.
That's a great one.
Sound.
Yeah.
That's a good way to. So I could also see it legitimately being damaged. But even if you take it at face value and don't speculate on the likelihood that he's trying to pull a fast one.
Or just doesn't know about it. Because I at the same time, I feel like from the description he gave in this write up that he would have said the truss rod broke.
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of feel like he would have said that, but who knows?
Sure.
Who knows? But
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's super strange. You take it at face value. You don't charge the babysitter $2,200.
Like literally never hire this person again, because again they did leave your kid unsupervised for at least 20 minutes, and that's not okay. But
no, it's not. At the same time though, like when you're hiring teenagers for babysitting, I think your bar of expectations should be like your child's still alive and breathing when you get home.
Yeah.
I mean,
$20 an hour, I don't even think is that much for a babysitter. That seems really low. So
that's incredibly low.
Yeah, I mean, also a great reminder to make sure your instruments are insured.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's in kind of what I kept coming back to with this in the asshole part. If someone else hits your car with their car, their insurance will cover a fix as long as it's fixable. And but it won't cover a new car if it's fixable. And if it's the neck on a guitar, that's usually quite fixable. So yeah,
or replaceable for a few $100.
It's a replace situation for sure. So like my thing is like if it was a car and there was insurance, they wouldn't be buying you a new car, my dude. Even though fixing a car does probably diminish the value of it a little bit. It's
sure.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I think that guy was an asshole for wanting to do that. Sorry if he's
Agreed.
a listener, but
agreed. I think that screams. I don't know.
You're gonna say that screams blues lawyer. That's what you were gonna say, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he did go straight to litigation almost, so it checked out. I feel for the guy.
It tube screams blues lawyer.
It's like once my husband dropped my Seagull acoustic and he really did a number on it. I didn't ask him to buy me a new guitar. Didn't even ask him to fix it, to be honest. Like, you just kind of, sometimes you gotta take the L and it sucks, but sometimes you gotta take the L.
Well, Seagulls aren't that expensive anyways.
Yeah. $2,200 though. Les Paul, you think?
PRS.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, Les Pauls aren't usually that cheap. If it's like a guitar that he cares about.
Yeah, it was weird to me because he was so, if I really cared about the guitar, I would absolutely get it fixed. And because I just want to play the guitar. But to talk about the value, like in resale terms, I feel, unless it was some sort of vintage instrument,
which then wouldn't likely be $2,200. It'd probably be more.
Right.
It was notable.
Yes. So I don't know. I feel like there's something kind of weird about it. I wondered if the guy just wanted to get a new guitar and then he was going to get the other one fixed anyway. But
I don't know.
All right. Sometimes things happen. They're instruments, they're made to be used. And I'm really sorry that happened to that guy. I'm glad his kid is okay, but you cannot ask a 19-year-old. I don't think I had $2,200 when I was 19.
I definitely did not.
Yeah. No, I did not have it.
I was certainly more than that in debt at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, maybe it's because I was recently 19, but they're teenagers. I don't know.
Yeah, you make some dumb decisions.
There's going to be dumb decisions made. I mean, maybe 19 because they're, over the age of 18 should be treated like an adult. Sure. I guess. I don't know.
I think
I wouldn't hold a 19-year-old to the same standard I would even like a 22-year-old. There's so much growth that happens with kids these days.
Yeah.
Kids these days.
Well, that you're still very much like figuring out life, and unless you really invested like that bat mitzvah money or something really well, like, or graduation money, like that's probably like that would probably be all of that girl's graduation money.
People get money at graduation?
Yeah. From high school? Yeah.
Someone should have notified my family.
It's kind of like wedding gifts, I think. Like, you don't have a registry for college.
Right.
But, no, I mean, it was never a lot of money, but like my grandparents gave me, some amount of money. I mean, but my family, so I definitely had a lot of privilege with my family, kind of upper-ish middle class. My parents always very much were of the idea that instead of doing things like making sure I worked a job to save for a car, like, we will get you a car if you keep your grades up because your job as a teenager is school. So, that was probably a different experience than a lot of people had, and I was very grateful for it even at the time.
That is a very different experience than what I had, but I mean, everyone has different experiences. I don't have a problem with that.
I worked in the summer, and I worked really hard, kind of crappy job. Sure. I had to touch strangers, and I hated it.
Yeah.
Sweaty strangers at a theme park who wanted airbrush tattoos.
I can smell that.
It was smelly.
I imagine what that smells like.
I can give you a guess of what sort of visceral place I revisit every time I smell hot garbage.
There's that, and then like the chlorine smell from the
water park, yeah.
Which turns out this really screwed with me. I watched a Mark Rober video, like one of his older ones, a couple weeks ago, about how much urine is in a pool, and one of the things that they learned in the process, like, oh yeah, by the way, that's like pool water doesn't smell until someone pees in it. So if the pool water smells, you're smelling the reaction of the chemicals of the pee.
Ew.
I was like, that's disgusting. I
We've all peed
Now,
in pools, though. Like, don't act like you've never peed in a swimming pool.
No, I haven't. No, I don't.
Mm.
Ocean, absolutely. In my wetsuit, definitely.
Shower.
In a pool, shower. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've peed in every shower I've been in.
But no, swimming pool, that's disgusting.
I'm not saying it's not gross, but I was a kid. I was little.
Okay, the kiddie pool doesn't count, okay?
Also, when you're a girl, you have to take the whole, like, thing off. Like, if you have a one piece, which is, more normal for younger girls. Taking off a one piece is, when it's wet especially, not fun. Not fun. Very, very, very much tangled. I have no experience
with that.
Yeah. It's like, as a kid, I got stuck in wet bathing suits, and as an adult woman, I get stuck in sports bras. Like, it's not fun.
Well, I think we were going to talk about burnout in this episode. We've just gone a very different direction.
Sometimes you just have to have a chat. I was thinking about like the end of like quarantining also.
I'm so ready.
I think because I had drinks outside at Chuck's the other day with a client, and we were all just so hyped to talk to other humans that we haven't been quarantining with. It was really a funny experience. I think that's just what it's going to be like. And like when I played an outdoor gig this summer, that was very different than what I thought it was going to be, and I regretted doing it very much. It was like a bunch of performers, and you could not get them off the stage. They were just like vamping until like someone else literally came onto the stage and kicked them off of the stage. And I think that's what it's going to be like. Like people are announcing tours. Next week, the person we're talking to just their band just got confirmed to go on next week, hopefully we're going to have Julia from Rat Boys on the show, and Rat Boys is supposed to tour with Julian Baker in Europe in 2022.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a great show. Julian Baker is really good at picking supporting tour support. It's really exciting.
Just the idea of going out is so nice. I actually did go out to lunch the other day, and that was a experience. I was so freaked out, but I'm like, I'm gonna eat food with another human at a restaurant. Oh my god! It was the day that Prince Philip died, and we had actually already planned to do this. We went to the British Pantry out in Redmond.
Yeah, that's a good place.
So we sat down, and I'm like, I'll have a chicken curry pasty and some chips, and I'm just sitting there like. I look over, there's a table of old British ladies, like expats, talking about what a hunk Philip was in his younger days. And I'm like, this is the full experience. All right.
That is the full experience, man.
Yeah. I will refrain from indulging my dark sense of humor.
Yeah, please refrain. I appreciate that. I don't want to do any post production on this to edit out jokes that might not go over so well with a certain demographic.
And the demographic is Americans because the Brits all think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But they're also just very dark human beings, which is why I like them so much.
British humor is its own thing.
Indeed.
Yes. Man.
No,
yeah.
I think I've definitely, as far as burnout goes, I think the last year I've been like in and out of it a lot more in the sense of just being cooped up at home all the time. But I'm also hopeful that a chance like to rearrange the house and kind of reassess what our day in, day out rhythms of life are. I'm hoping is going to give me a chance to cut out a couple of things that I don't need to be doing as much of anymore. Do a little bit more of self-care and just take the opportunity to revamp things a bit and hopefully point me in the right direction in terms of getting back on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not alone in that.
Are you saying partially that like you just haven't been playing as much as you would like to be? Or are you talking about a different kind of burnout?
Yeah, no, I haven't been playing hardly at all lately.
Yeah.
And if I do, I haven't plugged into my amp in like a couple 3 weeks now. I mean, is what it is. And part of that's just the stress of the move as well. I mean, that's just taking up the time and the mental energy. But
that mental energy is real. I mean, I haven't played or written as like for myself as much as I would like to. I would love to like just be able to take several hours and just like learn some new stuff. And I was kind of going through and learning a few new things, but like a lot of that energy is taken by like copywriting projects or the demo stuff. And it's when you're done at the end of the day, and especially since so much of the work I've been doing right now has been taking a lot more mental energy than my previous role. Like just it's placed differently. Like instead of doing a lot of research, I'm doing a lot of like creative stuff with words. And it's great, and I'm really glad I get to do that all day. It's a lot more fun. But I'm playing a little bit less guitar, and also that there's no live music, and my band's not getting together and writing and rehearsing and jamming. I think that was a big kick in the ass I always had every week. Is like, I'm going to go play with my band. We might end up, writing some stuff. And I work really well with deadlines. So hopefully I have something that's going to hopefully come together in the next couple months that I'll be able to just generally have fun with and write something.
Totally. No, yeah. I'm thinking through. I think in terms of like setting up the new office, I'm thinking through what are ways that I can make the space more like inspirational. Seems like such a hokey thing, but I think more like
it's inspired. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that. It also like functional in the sense of like being able to plug and play, and I think I want to try and sort out a way that I can have because like I don't want to have pedals on my desk like all the time, so maybe like a secondary like behind me, something where I can just have like I've got a power supply that's always there, ready to go, just to plug in with a like a little hanger for patch cables or something, so I can just kind of turn around on my desk on a break and just kind of plug in with whatever I've got at the moment, play for 5 minutes, and move on.
Yeah, that was a big reason I've rearranged my office. So like this has always been my backdrop for my demos pretty much, but my desk used to be in the other corner. So I would have to come over here every single time, reset up everything. And now I can just be like camera on, lighting on, camera, record, demo. Because otherwise like I was very much to the point where like if I do any demos, I need to do like 3, 4, 5 in a day just so I don't have to set all this stuff back up.
Right.
And
totally.
That sucked. It really sucked. So I'm just continuously making little improvements here and there to my setup, and makes me happy.
Well, I am very curious to hear. I kind of want to punt this to the listeners a little bit, but thoughts, comments, concerns for inspirational spaces in your home studios.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
I want to hear feedback, like legitimately, because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed at the idea of having, like, I've been looking forward to this, and now I'm like, I can do it, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. And,
tag us in your Instagram stories, and we'll share.
Send me photos of your studio spaces. Tell me things that you have done that have helped make your space more usable and inspirational. And I want to hear all of that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I think it's a good place to end it. What do you think?
I think I can live with that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, everybody out there, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
Goodbye.
And that's all, folks.
There's actually a rhythmic pattern to that, the Porky Pig stutter. So next time, do it right or don't do it at all. Bye.